forward to Fortress, but the thing I'm most looking forward to is this first game. I want to see how this starts out as we hop on board with the Mars from Old Guys.
All right. Yeah, gonna be Savage Venom here that we're looking at the moment. Finds one kill down in pit. 2 dead already here for Old Guys, and it looks like Worriers just dropping them one by one. So get a nice little bit of control of the map. The active camo should have gone in their hands, but Savage Venom did end up going down in pit, so it's possible that it's already been lost. The first control of ball possession will go to Faraway Skies, but ends up dropping the ball under Elevator, where Super Packs can get to. Has to find these challenges, but too many of the Warriors players on that side. Now, they've all grouped around Elevator. Not only do they have ball, but they have a nice position to hold it in if they can get these kills and stop themselves from dying. The grapple, not very good. Grabs the ground instead of the ball. Gonna have to get to the top of Elevator. He's still trying to move, and Dread ends up going down.
Now finally on board with the Mars. Apologies for earlier, but holding down the oddball at Elevator, Old Guys was able to get in there before Warriors could really consolidate the Elevator setup. And right now, Mars, he's dropped the ball. He's assuming looking around for the players from Warriors that are trying to push into Elevator, but they have gone around and instead pushed in through Whirlpool. And that's kind of the thing to do right there. It's okay to it's not that necessarily a bad thing to push in through the bottom elevator, but you do not want to do it all on your lonesome. What Warriors did instead is they all flanked around. They played around Catwalk, played around Mangler Pit, trying to tease out a push, maybe pick up an easy kill, but then came around together through Whirlpool, got all dead, got the ball back. But they haven't been able to notch too much time. Old Guys is doing a pretty good job of keeping Warriors from getting too much ball time here.
Yeah, Warriors doing a good job at the end there, stopping that push. Now Old Guys finally get their hands on the ball, but there are a lot of respawns coming in on both sides. In fact, a really uncomfortable position here for JC. Trying to land these shots, but has been split off from the rest of the team, so going to be taken down. Faraway Skies finds JC, but it looks like Mars found one themselves. It's just a back and forth right now. Nobody getting a ton of control. Maybe a little bit too much time with hands on the ball there. 2 players pinching Faraway Skies, who ends up going down, and now might have been enough for Old Guys to get themselves a nice little stop here in Elevator. I think they're going to be hanging out there at the top, and not much of a challenge. Even a nice late kill there from Xander to keep this one rolling. Savage Venom is down, and now there's only 3 alive for Warriors to push in with if they're going to at all. But starting it off with 2 kills is going to be big for them. It might be a third. No, somehow Xander stays alive, and it looks like Old Guys are fighting this back with their last couple players remaining.
They are, and they don't necessarily even have to get a whole lot of time. See from them is I don't want them to leave the ball up in here, but it looks like they are not able to successfully play that odd ball out to bottom middle unless Savage Venom decides he's going to grenade the ball and blast it down there anyway. So that's actually a bit of a boon for Old Guys. If the ball had not been played there, Warriors, they had 2-3 down, they would have been able to very easily set up an elevator and start racking up the time here.
Unfortunately, not quite the case. And now another active camo going to be on the board in less than 30 seconds. Is currently Warriors finding a lot of kills. Super Pax, being the last player alive, decides to go for some of these shots. Gets to the top of Elevator, finds Venom hanging out with the shock rifle. Doesn't quite find the kill. Not finding the player either, trying to find melees. Might think the active camo's in his hands. No, it's not up yet. So eventually, Savage Venom does find Pax, and ball is in the hands of Dread up here in Pipes. That active camo comes online, and one of these players has it in their hands. Hopefully, no, it actually is still on the board. Any player could still fight for it. Maybe now it's been picked up. Looks like that marker is off the board. So that seems to be Super Packs down there. Just ended up going down. Might have just dropped the active camo with that life. 2 players hanging out in Whirlpool there, trying to get Xander, who still isn't dead. Dread has to find these shots toward the respawned oddball. Both teams too close to play this one by time. They need to get more possession on it. It's Mars who tries first, dies, delivering it to the rest of the team. Super Packs stays in the middle a little too long, doesn't decide between Pipes and Elevators, and ends up going down. Now the nades. Mars, the last player remaining. It's going to be a pretty comfy spot. Savage Venom and the Warriors are going to hang out at the top of Elevator. They'll go ahead and take the lead. It's going to be up to Old Guys to get a nice regroup here. Try not to lose Mars too quickly, and that slide off of glass is going to actually give them a chance to find this kill on a Dread, but somehow Mars ends up going down as well.
He had his team supporting him across the map. That's how that happened. And now here we have old guys trying to move that ball out of elevator. I will say for the fact that Warriors has been slaying out a little bit more, old guys has done a good job of keeping Warriors from racking up too much time. But right now, the slaying differential is starting to hurt them a little bit. Warriors now up to 62 points and counting. And old guys have yet to get that ball out of elevator. And I would say if they can get a couple down and they're not in position really to take an elevator hold, I would say try and get that ball out of there, rotate it, make Warriors abandon their setup in order to chase after your ball guy. But what they especially can't afford to do as the time takes closer and closer to the end of this first round is solo push as they are doing. They cannot give up, these free easy kills to Warriors at this point in time. They're pretty much out of time to play with. As far as, oh, let's try this one push.
Yeah, it looks like with 8 seconds remaining, old guys are able to stop it for just a moment, but now Freedom finding a double kill, keeps the ball safe. Not going to pick it up just yet. Nicely playing slow, waiting for the team respawn. Now that some of the members are there, only 7 seconds left. Need to hold on to the ball. Got to hand it over to a teammate. The slaves have been pretty even across the board, so really anybody can hang on to the ball here. Almost another double kill. JC with a little bit of life left. It's not going to be enough. Dread carries that one into a round 1 win for Warriors. So heading into round 2 here, they could be on game point.
I mean, this can go either way. If I'm old guys at this point, though, I want to say let's get a little bit more of the map control. Let's get a really solid setup before we go for holding the ball for an extended period of time. Let's get camo like they did, which unfortunately went down. Let's get camo. Let's get snipe. Let's get control of gold and elevator. And then if we like the elevator hold, take the ball there at that point after we have all of our map control and weapon control set up.
So far, just old guys trying to find a position to play from. They haven't grabbed the ball just yet from its spawn position. They're trying to wait for a perfect moment. Despite the fact that they've got some early slays, they let it get to a point where these two players are rushing down pipes, but they're very hurt, and both kills are going to come through from JC, so he gets the double kill and from Dread. LHC Dread gets hands on the ball there after a double kill. And it's a nice setup in the back of pipes. However, most of the team not really watching that setup there. They're fighting across the map, not really focusing on rushing down pipes to find these kills. Dread decided to take advantage of their loss and their lack of focus and just gets those kills, drops the ball, gets the kills, picks it right back up, putting points on the board once again.
And that lack of focus can be a real detriment when you're trying to break a ball setup like this. It's not necessarily wrong to go for supporting players who are hitting you across map, but you can't split your team both ways. Either commit to one, commit to the other, whichever one is better for you and your team. There's, between you and your team, but don't half-ass 2 pushes. You'll end up getting crossed and taken out every single time.
Yeah, lots of ways to get taken down, and this is a really nice setup here from Warriors. They've got a new spot. It was a slow activation on that active camo, but eventually it seems like Dread is able to get out of there comfortably. It's a trade between Faraway Skies and JC. And now Freedom here, trying to find a kill, has some help from the teammate, and Savage takes that one down. The ball just being held here, not down low behind the crate to be able to play the ball, but rather on the bend there in the back. So for right now, Warriors able to hold it in Hydro for a moment. You can see that active camo player coming in there, missing the back smack, but Dread stays alive long enough to get that one. Old guys seem like they have enough players to really push this one, especially with Dread going down there. You can see that player hurt just on the side of Faraway Sky's view, and now looks like Warriors just able to stop the push. Only one player remaining. They haven't played the ball. In fact, it gets left on the top of Hydro. That player's going to start to escape without having ever played it. Now Mars is just going to do the same and play the backside of this Hydro here.
Yeah, and the ball not being played there is not really a great thing for Warriors. If the ball had been played, even though old guys won the slaying battle, they're now all at Hydro. Warriors are spawning out into Elevator and Gold. They would have been in a much better position to pick up that ball and continue holding in, again, Elevator or Gold. But now old guys, they're in that same kind of conundrum. They would be better served, yep, playing the ball here, because now Warriors are in the exact same position. Yes, Super PAX goes down, but now they're spawning up in Elevator, they're spawning in Whirlpool. Yes, Faraway Skies is holding the ball, but excellent support from, I believe that was Savage Venom, I might be wrong, up in Control Tower. Keep them alive there with the shock rifle. It actually ends up working out for them, and we're quickly approaching match point.
It's very close. Only 15 remaining for Warriors until they're able to take a win here. It's trades with the melee right now, and another trade comes through. Nice 2 kills there. Now Dread has hands on the ball. Going to keep putting these ones up. They're not quite at the 90 mark yet. There is still some time for old guys to get in here. They've got time on the clock, but they have to find setups that can last longer than a few seconds at a time. The grenades are coming out toward the ball, possibly to push it down toward Pit, but maybe just to cover anybody really running for it. Venom is in a tricky spot here. Sees that target is one shot, and now goes for Pax, is able to find the kill. Gonna try to make the turn on these players in glass, but there might be a few too many of them. No, able to find one, and might just find the second. No, gets surrounded. A really nice support there from JC to know that the team was starting to get weak. He needed to push forward. With the Commando to go down for old heads really quickly, though, and now it starts to get dangerous, especially with Xander being so low. He goes down as well, and you have to think with 4 dead for old guys and only a few percent remaining, there's only about 10 points left that has to be gotten. A really nice body block from Dread that gets freedom into pipes, and only 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and that will be the game off the back of Dread's body block. I agree with you. You can see where the inspiration came from, even with this midsection here as we get jumped right into the game. Savage Venom goes down early. We know that that's an instrumental piece of the team getting taken down right off the bat. Overshield in the hands of Mars, and now going to push forward and put down some damage. Doesn't take a melee. Yes, right at the end takes a melee. Has a little bit more overshield to work with. Could maybe push up and try to extend this, because as of right now, old guys have started with the lead.
Oh, yeah. And with this map, the things that I have seen when I have done well on it and, well, gotten slapped around on it, you'll see teams controlling controlling the wings specifically, and that's those sort of outer spirals that face each base. You'll see a lot of snipe control. You'll see a lot of putting that snipe specifically into the towers and kind of around them as well, both towards the enemy base and towards your own. The other thing that people got to keep in mind is, just like Sanctuary from Halo 2, there is the possibility of the spawns flipping. You could have, if you're not blocking certain things, the enemy team spawn behind you and, for example, nail your player who's sitting on the wing sniping. That's never a good thing. You don't want that to happen to you.
No, absolutely not. I think that's why they have Mars sitting pretty far back after that first overshield possession as well. Some of those players sitting in base to make sure that nobody can wrap all the way around. And Savage Venom tried to do just that. Really nice shots with a battle rifle. JC's going to get a double kill and leading with Xander here for kills on the team. But things are going pretty even. Everybody doing a really good job of pushing the score forward so far, and they've got a lead. They're doubled Warriors points right now, so this is a really nice turnaround from what we saw in game 1. Some points are being put on the board for Warriors now, so they have to be shut down bottom mid, or they might be able to set themselves up for something dangerous. It looks like for a moment, yeah, the overshield does get in the hands of Xander, so gonna find 1 kill with it. Almost finds a second as that overshield goes down. Savage Venom narrowly able to escape with his life, and now the fight's going to continue outside of mid. They're going to run this one all the way around, uses a sneaky little spot here in the window, and actually ends up surviving once more.
Well, I'm liking the play here from old guys. They're trying to prevent those split spawns that I was mentioning earlier. So, like you said, seeing Mars stay back at a base, keep those spawns locked down so that Warriors can't spawn behind them. And I like the patience that they're having. You know, especially after you lose an objective like that, you might come out of it, you're a little mad. right?
Hmm.
You feel like we shouldn't have lost that. I'm mad. Oh, you didn't do this at that moment, and that ruined the whole game for us. But instead, they're coming into it nice and calm. They're like, okay, we're just going to play our game here. We're not going to play at the pace that Warriors wants us. We're going to control what we need to control on the map. We're going to move this forward one little bit at a time, however fast that we need to in order to get ourselves the win.
Super Packs right now trying to 6 sniper bullets and wasn't able to find any kills. Savage Venom, unfortunately, with only 1, is able to take Super Packs down. Now, another sniper might be in the hands of Warriors if they've made their way around. They're starting to rotate into red side here. Now, looks like... I'm sorry, I believe they're... yeah, they are. They're right back on the red side now, so made their way back to where they're supposed to be. And Warriors are just being taken down one by one for a moment. It did look like they were starting to catch up, and they're only 2 away now, but make it 3. The next overshield comes up, and who will be there to contest it from Warriors? They haven't been able to pick one up yet. They've already lost 2. Who's going down? Freedom trying to find the melees. It was not. It was the old guys who were able to keep it. It looked like it was JC there, who has now lost the overshield, but kept his life. Found some points and extended the lead by just a little bit. So a lot of great kills coming out. Every player finding a significant amount of kills to keep pushing the Slayer game forward. They're about to reach the halfway point to a win.
They were, and they did. Warriors almost tie it up. They did tie it up briefly, but what it came down to, from what I was seeing, is that old guys were getting almost a little bit too patient. They were getting opportunities and not taking advantage of them. Warriors took advantage of that, but I guess they had the fly on the wall technology like they did yesterday. So here's old guys now extending the lead. They were up by just 1 or 2 kills, and now they're up by 7 at this point. They're feeling pretty good. They're shutting down Savage Venom as well. You've seen every time that he's caught out on his own, anytime that old guys can get to him, they get to him.
And Mars had a really great run there, lapping both JC and Xander for leading the team in kills. Some nice shots from afar. You can see that Mars is still playing that blue base over there, has been for most of this game so far, holding down that position to make sure that there can't be any clean rotations that don't get called from Warriors. And for the most part, it's worked out, but Warriors seem to be adapting because now they're finding their kills systematically. They're making their way up the map and finding angles at which they can't be picked off while finding players from the side of old guys. So the lead shrinking by just a little bit, but still a comfortable spot for old guys to be in, especially the fact that most of the players just keep picking up the kills one by one. They're starting to get a little bit collapsed on them in this overshield. Super Pax is going to go for it. That's the 3rd player. No, it doesn't get caught. And that's 2 players in a row dropping the overshield. Eventually, it does get in the hands of Xander, and now he's going to be holding on to it. He's got a lot of power in his hands. 6 kills up and looking to extend the lead. These 2 players that are falling back, they're being covered by Dread at the moment with the sniper, who doesn't find the kill, but pushes Xander with the overshield off of the team. So only able to find 1 kill, it seemed, in that entire overshield engagement. Not bad.
And what I'm liking here from Warriors now, as we've hit the halfway point, Red now has a sniper rifle in hand at the top of Red Tower, but I don't like this aggression here, especially once you get to the halfway point. You can't really afford to give up too many deaths. I said it yesterday and sort of in passing. There's a favorite phrase of mine: "Don't get averaged," said by Ryan Noob, and essentially that just means there are times where you might die in the course of a team fight, just random chance, but what you try and avoid is to get averaged, to put yourself basically in a bad position and die because of it, or to over challenge, to get too excited and lose an engagement that you otherwise would have won. And especially with the score now almost at the 40-point mark, you can't afford any average deaths. As the Mars, though, is not listening to the fly in the wall. Instead, they're getting the no-scope. Very nice. And gets almost got that melee. I was been very happy if he had stayed alive there. Teammate comes in, helps him clean up though. And Sniper still remains in the control of old guys. And I don't know that I've ever seen that happen. The repulse and the repulse person is the one who falls off the map. I don't know I've ever seen that before.
Sander, no. It was such a nice way to escape a bad situation too, taking frag grenade damage and then being caught clambering over the top of that tower. Unfortunately, while repulsing and saving his own life for just a moment, he ended up losing it off the edge of the map. So we'll try again next time. Xander's doing well enough in this game for us to forgive that one on the leading team with the leading amount of kills right now. However, it is slowly being closed in on by Worriers. As I say that, a nice double kill from JC there keeps them up. And it looks like even more are going to be coming through. 7 assists from JC as well. Has been putting in a lot of damage, a lot of work. Finds a player on a rotate. They're able to find that kill. They're really starting to close this one out. They only need 3 more kills now. Snipers are up. Will they even need them, or will they just fight the neutral position? They might try to close this one out before. He uses that repulsor to try to get some high ground, but gets bonked on the head there for just a moment. Far away.
I would say what they need to do is to get their sniper and then just play around that. They don't want to necessarily force a mid-game fight and overextend and, like I said, get averaged. Get your sniper in hand. Let them pick off the kills, especially if Worriers is doing what they were doing and being a little more timid, being a little bit more patient in an effort to deny kills. But it doesn't matter. Xander, you know, he didn't feel good about that repulsor play, so he throws it.
Get to work now. Kicking it off. Dread gonna grab that battle rifle early on. Has both weapons here. Putting out damage and finds a kill early, but that overshield just going to sit up top uncontested so far. A really nice shot for a double kill there from JC from far. Gets the team the overshield, and now it may have been Xander there that got hands on it. No, it was actually Super Packs that got hands on it. They're rushing the flag now, and it's been picked up. So here it is, overshield player running this flag through planters, already halfway there. This is what I love about this map mode combo. You are already back in your own base and about to return.
Yeah, as much as I say about OS Guy not being my favorite person to run the flag, sometimes they're the person that's there. And that's the best thing to do. And right there, especially with the way Super Packs ran that flag, I don't know. I'm old. I can't do what he did. I can't hit half of those slides and be that fast. I juggle the flag, and I'm decently quick. I'm smart enough to know when to run that flag, but some of those runs just make me feel my age. And back on board, actually, with Mars now. He's pushing over with Super Packs into blue utility. They're holding down this control here. I wonder if they know about... Yep, there's Dread. Dread goes down. 3 dead temporarily for Worriers. Old guys all alive and maintaining control of the utility. And it looks like Mars is going to try and force this flag again, running at pink side of the base.
May have been just in the nick of time as well, because it seems like the respawns were starting to come in. They almost waited too long. Dread's able to find a kill there, and so is Venom, so this is a good chance for a return. Super Packs finds a kill, but isn't able to touch the flags. That one will be returned, our first successful return of this game, and just in time for Overshield to be coming up as well. So if these players in planters, in fact, the entire team of old guys is spawning in planters right now on their side of the map. Overshield in the hands of Dread. Could find a second kill here, and does. Actually looking for a third here in the back. Finds the triple kill, and now is as good a time as any to grab that flag. Only one respawn. If they can find that kill, they can pick that flag, but it's been such a slow play.
Yeah, and slow is kind of the name of the game here as far as what prevented that second flag from old guys. Even though they had a really good run, they hit those slides, they waited just a little bit too long, and that allowed Worriers to get out and to get those slays to stop the flag. It also netted Worriers an overshield and broke basically old guys' control that they had worked so hard to get. As we go all down here now, we have Dread running into the old guy's utility. He's got thrust. I wonder if he's going to do a sticky launch. He does, but it doesn't get the kill. That's unfortunate.
Not able to find that elimination there. Faraway Sky is able to find super packs though, so it's 2 down for old guys. We'll see if this time Warriors are able to actually push in. Hopefully they don't take too long. JC is down now. That was 3 down for the moment. Respawn's coming in, 3 alive. They're in the corner, not quite in base. This is the time to run it. It does get pulled, but Savage Venom killed by a really well-placed nade. Old guys had those spots on lock, and even though it's in the base, going to stand on flag for a moment. Much better to take this position. They're going to be able to hang on to this flag for a while. Even with Dread pushing into their base, they'll be able to pinch him.
Absolutely. Now, the thing that I definitely do not want to see from either of these teams right now, especially this early on in the game, they cannot afford to give up pressure. Both these teams should be saying the same thing to each other, which is we've got to keep up the pressure. We got to make sure we're constantly pushing to get this next overshield, pushing it constantly into their base to get a flag pull. Don't let them breathe. Because Aquarius, it's so fast, it's so frenetic. Not intended, but you know, you take it. You give up the pressure, let the other team get a foothold, you're going to be the one on the back foot, and it's going to make your trying to regain control that much harder.
Certainly don't want that. Old guys now trying to find themselves a little bit of a spot, but can't find any way to stay alive. So Warriors with probably their most well-timed push, they're still going to go down. JC will not let it happen, no matter how many of his teammates are down. Not going to stand on the flag, searching for some of these players coming in. Has to stay alive a little longer, has to stall that time. That player in the back is going to end up going down. That was Faraway Skies, and it looks like Warriors are still finding slays, though. One player may have been pushing toward Warriors' side of the map, trying to pull that flag while nobody was looking. Dread is still being very defensive here, not really helping to hold the middle of the map, which is making it difficult for Warriors, despite how well they're slaying right now, to actually push in. Finally takes a spot far up front, and this is a much better position if they can keep themselves alive. Warriors here can finally get hands on the flag while they're finding these slays, while old guys are on respawn. They get this one in utility, and now this has to be the time for Warriors to pull. They've got to run it. They can run it on the side that Dread is holding down as well. It's a killing spree for Dread. He's slaying out. Just take the flag. They have to move it into utility. They're letting it sit for so long.
And
old
now
guys
Dread soared out into old guy's courtyard. The flag guy is still running, but he's absolute. It took so long to get up into the middle of the map. That gave old guys enough room to get respawned and get control back. Even though Warriors did get the flag pulled, what ended up happening is they couldn't get it across the 50-yard mark in time in order to really make much use of it. And then Red, instead of holding down the middle of the map and laying down shots, charged out into the enemy courtyard and ended up just getting averaged.
And you do not want to get averaged. Those are very wise words. Now, old guys trying to hang on to their own attack, but it looks like it's starting to crumble a little bit. They've got a nice position in mid, but they don't really have players far forward enough to cover themselves. A nice pinch there on the super packs will take him down, set him back into respawn, and looks like these players here from Warriors are setting up from an attack of their own. They're finally, it looks like, going to grab that flag before all the kills are through, so they start to move it, but a little bit of confusion here from Savage Venom, not sure which way to take it.
Yeah, you've got to commit to one way or the other. Preferably you try and know where you're going to run that flag before you go to pull it, but even if you don't, you pick a spot and you go there, and you should always be trying to move forward. The farther you can get that flag, the better, generally. I was going to make a point too, just with old guys, with the push they defeated from Warriors. No, they weren't able to convert that into a counter cap of their own, but even with this very slim one flag lead, take a look at the game clock. We're getting closer and closer to the end here for game number 3. There's 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and counting. And as fast as Aquarius is, neither of these teams has had a lot of success getting into the other team's base. They've both been doing a pretty good job of defense. They've both been having their own issues with getting pushed up and getting control of the map in a timely fashion. And for old guys, that it's still a problem. But it's less of a problem for them than it is for Warriors because old guys, they're already on the board. If this whole game goes with nobody else capping an our flag, they're fine.
And that may be the reason why they're not playing quite as aggressively as they did at the beginning of the game. I think they see at this point that they can hold Warriors to this one flag game. It was just about 4 dead for old guys there, but the respawns are starting to come through. So some nice space made for Warriors. They're definitely going to be on the attack now. They just have to find some of these slays. That's a good way to start. If they push up quickly enough, they're going to find some of these kills in base, and they do. That's 1 going down and a 3rd. You have to think this will be a flag pull. It is. Savage Venom ends up going down. Will it be a pull? Will, for just a moment, they're going to keep hands on flag, and looks like they're finally going to get that rotate, but here comes Xander trying to play defense. That flag not being rotated quick enough. Thank goodness for the defense on the side there. Freedom is going to run that flag down. Gets it pretty far there into security. It's Super Pack standing on flag, trying to return it.
Almost gets that,
a lot of time, yeah.
All right, Mars needs to get in there and pull the enemy flag, and he needs to do that like immediately. Good job there. And well, I would have said stay back, get your recov, but this is a good play as well, getting the flag over to his base and having a lot of success with it actually.
Not the only successful player though. Savage Venom was able to find success in his own base, so now both sides have the enemy flag. We're at a stalemate that could last for 2 more minutes and 12 more seconds. We'll just have to see which way it's going to go. Dread making a lot of distance forward, though. It doesn't look like old guys are going to be able to hold on to this much longer if they keep losing players like that. The overshield is up. JC goes for it, but goes down. Freedom's going to grab it, pop it, has the overshield online. Here is Warriors' chance far away. Can put down shots from a distance. Most of old guys are hanging out in the spawn right now. They've got pressure on him. Xander goes down. That is a big kill player down already. Has the overshield been broken? They have to keep picking up that flag. Freedom is hanging back. It's just trades, and this is going to help old guys so much. They've knocked almost another minute off the clock since the last time we've looked at it, and this time is going to go by so fast.
I would say if I'm old guys, I do want to try and get into the enemy base and make it a 2-cap lead. Why not? But at the same time, like you said, this situation in particular plays to old guys' advantage. They have the 1 flag cap. Warriors have to come to them anyway, but they're especially frantic because old guys, assuming they don't get immediately countered on, they can survive losing a flag cap. It'll go to overtime. They'll be okay. Warriors, they can't.
Yeah, an advantage position here for old guys, and they know it. They have under a minute remaining. They find
nice
2
team
kills.
shot there.
Wow, very nice. Shut those 2 down. Don't get any distance, and didn't even have to give up a trade for it either.
Absolutely. And what I would love to see if I'm Super Pax, if I'm talking to his fly on the wall. Excuse me. I'm having a little bit of a trouble here clearing my throat, but to try and get into the enemy base like that, unfortunately didn't work out at that time, but I liked the play that he was doing with his teammate. Get into the enemy util, slay them out, get into their base, try and get that flag recovered. What is it?
Uh-oh, it looks like the flag is about to be returned. It is, and now old guys
wait,
have
no,
their
they picked it
hands-
up.
Whoa!
Picked it up at the last second.
This one is
But-
still in sudden
And
death.
it's sudden death, and the rules for it. And oh no, Savage Venom finding the overshield player gets the 2 hits. Neither of those was a backsmack somehow, but it doesn't matter. The kill was picked up, and he's pushing in. 40 ounce to Freedom gets the recovery, and wait, did they get the yes? While they were doing that, old guys was in
Oh!
was in Warriors base.
We'll see if they're gonna take your advice here. We're jumping right into it, and Xander is gonna be the first player to start taking shots at Dread from that commando position, and they do still see Dread's position, so They know that he's on the low ground now. They're going to be able to pressure him out. They get control of B first. Old guys are going to start with the very first lead of the game. Already up to 10 points. Goes by so much faster than you'd think. Pax with a nice snipe. Finally takes out Dread. And now it's active camo up and online. So many pieces here in the early game that you have to be paying attention to. You got to spread your resources thin, but it looks like Warriors have the active camo on their side. So maybe a chance for them to retake, although Xander with this quantum translocator can make things very tricky.
And if I'm the camo player for Warriors, I want to try and find the sniper for old guys. I want to find super packs. I want to take care of them. It looks like Savage Venom. I don't know if he was the camo player or not, but he did take care of super packs. But here we have Sunderland now. JC Sunderland taking back A just as quickly as Warriors got it, and old guys back scoring. Super packs soaring about, picking up kill number 4. Master's Curse taking him down. Savage Venom now picking up another double kill, pushing towards A. He does have Freedom next to him, but will they be able to defeat the push from old guys? And that point needs one little pixel. They get it, but they're immediately getting pressure again from B. And if I'm old guys here, I would say forget it. Let them have A. Let's go flip C while they're putzing about with this. But it looks like they're committed to A. They're right back there.
Yeah, they're jumping right back on A, so it looks like it might go back in old guys' favor if they can actually get this one covered. Savage Venom doing a really good job of standing on right now. Is a little bit too much pressure. You'd think probably wouldn't survive. It looks like Xander going down here means that Warriors are eventually going to lose it, and now the Warriors are pushed off completely. No, actually, they're still going to continue to push in, and A, so hotly contested. It's usually B that is being absolutely brawled over, but old guys have so much control of the map. Able to hold a trip cap for a moment there, and after a killing spree, finally drops. Now Warriors have to rush this B point. They are really losing time. But it's C on the other side.
They have a player on C, and I think that was their active camo player. I wonder if we could get switched over to him. Yeah, there's Savage Venom with camo, and I bet you anything he would love to have that sniper rifle with camo. But it doesn't look like he's going to get the opportunity. That camo's going to run out probably before he can grab it. But here he is, staying alive down at bottom middle, round dummies. But they have control of C right now, Warriors do. I would say push out, get control of B. This top mid push I'm not quite agreeing with. And they end up going 2 down for it. Old guys is coming out of A immediately, and they're going to be looking immediately for that sniper rifle. They'll see the icon. They'll see it getting picked up.
Taken away now, and Freedom gonna end up going down. B is under control of old guys, but maybe not for long. It looks like it's going the way of the Warriors here. It's being contested for a moment, and now there's 2 players on with 1 at garage, so they're gonna try to hold it. A trade means that just 1 player left for Warriors, trying to contest its faraway skies, jumping, trying not to take the nade damage, and he actually hasn't been pushed around this side the entire time because of damage from afar. Now able to find a kill and gonna hold on to it. It's gonna be control for Warriors. Still being contested here. Savage Venom gets taken down, so it will not be a trip cap. Old guys are able to hang on to A. Does look like there's still a bit of pressure on them to hold on to it. B and C comfortably in Warriors' hands. Old guys have to make sure they don't lose the entire map. And sniper rifle shots from faraway skies. Taking those faraway shots and absolutely nailing them. That's a second one going down now. This one is just solid on the side of Warriors. I feel like they're comfortable for the very first time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They're holding down B and C. They have sniper. I wouldn't necessarily put it in the B hill, but I guess that's where Faraway Skies is comfortable doing this, and he's hitting the shots, so I guess I shouldn't argue with success. Killing spree now for him. Well, very nice. And the Castus Curse comes in as Mars pushes in from pillars. JC pushing into B, goes down, but more members of Old Guys are on B, and they're going to flip that here momentarily. There you go. Old Guys back on the board. Red trying to repulse himself up top middle, but does not make it. Now the question is Old Guys watching big door, and it doesn't look like that they are. Instead, they're up around sandbags and B. Now they're pushing to big door.
And they get some pressure over there, so Pax, it looks like Super Pax on A, gonna try to hold it down. The shields are up just in time, but not looking at the right position. Had pressure from both sides, and finally ends up getting the kill there. So just as A flips toward them, C is gonna flip toward Old Guys, and now they do have a CB hold. They are in the lead, but not by as much as they used to have. So this one is going very back and forth. It seems like Warriors are dropping the minute by minute, though there's not a lot of coverage for the player on B, but Faraway Guy seems to be the only one that they need to find those kills. Oh, and wow,
As the,
getting
as the
absolutely
bodies fly
launched.
away, yes. But now we have Old Guys trying to get control back of B. They are still holding down C. In this situation, I would say if you're pushing from C to try and get control of B, that is the direction you want to go. Don't go outside and push towards A. Don't give up the high ground in order to get control back. It will ruin you. But I saw A flicker for just a second. It looks like they're running off their own playbook. They're pushing now over to A, and it has backfired. Warriors are holding down A and B right now, and I saw the sniper shots coming. I know one of them over at Warriors has the sniper rifle. Not sure off the top of my head who. Super Pack's doing their best to try and get B, but it does not work out in their favor. Greg goes down with snipe. JC on his own at B goes down to a double team. A now going back in the hands of Old Guys, but this AC setup will not hold unless there's some big old plays out of Old Guys, and it looks like that is what happened. Going for the no scopes at top middle. Super Pack says doesn't get it, but his teammate cleans up. And this,
Yeah.
I'm just amazed that they're getting a decent amount of time out of this AC hold. Warriors is now trapped over at B. And now what Old Guys need to do is rotate back real quick over to C as Super Pack sets off the remote detonation to pick up a kill. And that was kind of the perfect play there to immediately rotate over to C and prevent those people pushing from Nest from Warriors from getting that, as Old Guys is now trying to move into a triple cap.
Yeah, really great job from them so far. Both teams have been flipping this one back and forth, but it was Old Guys that were actually able to fully cap the map. And now they have an ABC clean hold. They're putting 2 on a board at a time. Finally at C, Freedom is going to stop that trip cap, got to flip that point over. The Quantum Translocator is up. Nobody grabbing it just yet. Much more important to grab those kills on bridge. And, ooh, the grenade maybe doing a little bit of team damage there. JC angling that one a little bit awkwardly, but we're going to see if this can get flipped.
Yeah, Warriors now, they are officially out of time. It's 226 to 140. We've got to have a good push together from Warriors, because they are staring down the barrel of a match loss here.
Looks like they're doing everything they can to keep in it too. A really nice sticky right on the head from Mars. Somehow survived with a sliver of health. I don't know how much closer he would have had to be to die to that one, truthfully. Another nade on top of someone's head, this time not a sticky, but just nades everywhere dropping on helmets. And Warriors finding some of these kills. They need to get on an objective, but they do not. And Old Guys are able to push it over the line. 250 to 140. Old Guys will take